the sun goes down. You ain't gonna have company. Run out loud, gotta run on. Keep on running till the sun goes down. Run out loud, better run on. Run all day till you can't be found. You can outrun the devil, but you ain't gonna outrun me.
Well, good morning and welcome to the FIS Alpine Ski Europa Cup. It's back-to-back slalom days, day one from the stunning Baqueirat. If that opener didn't get you excited, then I don't know what will. Baqueirat, one of the up-and-coming ski resorts in Europe, perfect for powder skiing in Spain. It has a little bit of everything for everyone. Having been the host of the Freeride World Tour already, it's time for the world's best slalom skiers to make it here to Baqueirat as we have a little look at the Stadium de Beret. 700 meters of course length. It's going to take around about a minute to complete this course. It's a long one, 77 gates, 74 turns on what is a bluebird day. Have a look, open powder fields in front of your eyes, and you can see why it's gained so much recognition, this resort, for tourists and people flying into Toulouse or Barcelona and making their way up to the beautiful Baqueirat. 3 km/h winds, not bad at all, -4 at the moment, as there's around about a metre of snow at the top. Wim Russell, who we saw on duty in Soldu, is the chief of the mission today, as well as a lot of skiers have made their way from Soldu to Baqueirat for this first Europa Cup in 6 years in Spain. Oscar Sandvik from Norway leads the way at the moment as we have a little look through the experienced Simon Malberger there. We saw him, Peder Lunde, alongside Fadri Januntin, who took a 4th place in the second GS just a couple of days ago in Andorra. As we are getting incredibly excited for what has been an action-packed week of skiing here. Well, wherever you're watching from, welcome. Tommaso Saccardi will get us underway. Jesper Pojalainen with 2 podiums this season will be second off the bat. The winner last time out in slalom skiing, Matteo Cannins, bib 3. And there is the leader at the moment, Oscar Sandvik, will go out bib 4. And another Norwegian in Mikael Remsoy will be bib 5 today. The experienced Swiss skier Noel van Groningen has bib 6. And a winner this season on the Europa Cup, Antoine Azelin, will be bib 7 today. Somebody who's off the back of a podium last time out in Germany. Very good, Corrado Barbera. And somebody else we've seen on the podium this season as well, Matthias Aitin. Some good skiing this week already for Hans Val Madsen, bib 10. Simon Ruland from Austria will be bib 11. Simon Malberger, bib 12, who took a 6th in Italy, Oberbriggen. And Joel Luatoff in hot form off the back of a National Junior Cup win coming into this. Visling, bib 14. There is Peder Lunde holding up bib 15 from Norway, another one that's made his way over from Andorra. It looks stunning. Fadri Januntin, bib 17, but bib 16, Erik Solberg, is back in the starting gates, having won back-to-back giant slaloms. His first wins in giant slalom on the Europa Cup. He's looking to add a second win in slalom skiing today. Some big names, Joshua Sturm, Kilian Plumstaller, and Anton Tremmel. If you've been watching a lot of World Cup, Joaquin Salaric is another one who's obviously paved a very good career on the World Cup as well. And we're lucky to have some of the world's best skiers here today in Baqueirat, racing on the European Cup, looking to make some points for the World Cup and also get themselves higher up the order for the overall title this year. That, well, currently Joshua Metler won it in 2023, a couple of years ago now. And as we've said, Sandvik leading the way at the moment. 89 skiers will battle it out in the first run. And then as per usual, the top 30 will qualify for run 2. Well, Urban Simcic, the TV director for this one, and tell you how they've done a phenomenal job over the past few days. Well, won the first one of the season in Levi, Tommaso Saccardi, 23 years of age, Saccardi, and he gets this historic slalom race off and running. It's taken a long old time. The people working on the piste started in January, putting a lot of water on here to make this piste as good as it is, and it's received a lot of good remarks from the European Cup skiers about how good this piste is skiing. We're not short of snow here in Baqueirat, that's for sure, and Saccardi at the moment not short of speed either. Saccardi looking incredibly dynamic and smooth. Oh, but he's become a little bit unstuck there. You saw him go onto the heels of the skis, and he's had to try and pick up his pace and find his rhythm once more. One mistake that could be costly for the Italian early doors here as he crosses the line. 58.74. We know that it's going to be a tiring and exhausting track for these skiers. Just getting caught on the inside edge, but he managed to save it pretty well, the man from Ski Club Carabiari. And you can hear he's exhausted. Start number 15 for Jesper Pohjolainen. 2 times second place on the European Cup this year. There's only 2 podiums, so it's been a bit of a breakthrough year for the Finn on this Europa Cup season. That's for sure in Levi, outside of the top 3 on both occasions, but a second place, tied second with Sandvik. In Val de Fassa was his first podium, and he's found himself 0.42 of a second up here, and he's skiing incredibly well and incredibly smooth as well. It's good separation in between the legs, everything looking pretty straight down the full line at the moment as he looks to try and get onto his edges as quickly as possible. Super dynamic throughout the turns, and then here come the quicker turns, but he keeps smooth, and because of that, you feel like he's going to stay somewhat in the green. Someone who's been in great form, is in top spot at the moment, and can be over the moon with his opening run. Matteo Cannins from Italy, bib number 3, didn't finish in the Kitzbühel slalom last weekend, but in the National Cup in Posa de Fassa, he's carried on the good form that we've seen from him in the European Cup with a win and a 3rd place just last week, and he's found an incredible amount of time over the Finn at the moment. Mateo Cannons is really fast out there at the moment. Maybe one mistake just leaking in there. You saw him go a little bit backwards in the boot, but he's found some time because he is pointing them and he is getting rewarded at the moment. This is fine skiing from Cannons as he looks to extend his lead over the Finn. And as it stands, this is a pretty good start for him. The quickest in Sector 1, the quickest in Sector 2 as he's charging towards the finish line. It looks as if we might have a new leader, and we might have a new leader by some amount. It's 0.61, lost a little bit of time in Sector 3, but he is the fastest athlete to have finished this Stadium de Beret course so far. Over a second in front of Sakadi, and over 6/10 in front of Pohjolainen. He is in great form. Just the one podium this season and in his European Cup career. So a lot of these athletes really making or staking a claim. Oscar Sandvik, the European Cup slalom leader at the moment. Didn't finish in the giant slalom's second day of action in Soldu. Took a fourth on the opening day, but didn't finish in Schladming on the World Cup either. Back to try and extend his lead overall in the European Cup, and he looks incredibly strong in the legs, but he finds himself 0.77 behind at the moment. The overall European Cup leader has to try and come from behind after a slower opening split than what we saw from Mateo Cannons. Has to try and find a little bit of speed. A second in Val de Fassa. A third in Oberbreggen. And he was outside of the podium last time out in Berchtesgaden in Germany. Almost a second down. And he's made some amazing time in Sector 3, isn't he? The fastest time by 0.77 of a second in Sector 3. Found an incredible amount of speed. And that will certainly put him in a good spot for the second run this afternoon, one would think. Well, Cannons currently leading the way this morning, who's 6th in the slalom overall rankings this season. Sandvik in 2nd, the current leader. And next up is Mikael Remsoy, currently 7th in the slalom rankings. He took a second in Levy. Just a slight delay before the Norwegian gets his run underway. This piece in Baqueirat is looking absolutely sensational. Well, just Jesper Pohjolainen's hanging around, currently in 3rd place in the winners' enclosure. There is Noel von Groningen, the 29-year-old Switzerland who's had 36 World Cup starts. He's had 4 podiums in slalom skiing in the European Cup, and he'll be somebody who be wanting to make that 5 today, that's for sure. As we have a look at the current leader, Mateo Cannons, the quickest on the top 2 sectors this morning. You can see how early he's getting onto the edges and the angle that he's creating with the ankles and the knees into the snow to turn the skis on the sharper radiuses. This is the most technical discipline of ski racing. And we do have a full winners enclosure now. Well done. Anton Azulin, second, 34 points behind Sandvik in the European Cup race. Well, here comes Mikael Remsoy. He's had that double podium in those first two events of the season in Levy, and he is not holding back out of the start either. He is coming out incredibly quick. Remsoy, 22 years old, Barum's Ski Club, 0.71 off the lead after the first sector. What's he got through this second sector here? Turns start to come a little bit further apart. He's way off the pace at the moment, though. Those early mistakes are costly for him, and he's struggling to find the speed that he needs to contend for the lead. Two podiums on the European Cup for him, and they were both in Levy on those first two European Cups of the season. So he would love to get back onto the podium this week, but he's going to be off the pace by some distance in this opening run, and he'll have a lot of time they will have to make up in run two. Well, top 10 in the last three European Cup slalom races for Noel van Groningen from Ski Club Bern. He hasn't podiumed, though, since the back end of last season in Clapham in Sweden, where he took a second place, and he hasn't won on the European Cup since 2022. That was Almassa in Sweden as well. So he's been looking for a victory for some time, van Groningen, and he's 0.93 off of the lead at the moment. Again, pretty direct and smooth. The piste is looking absolutely tremendous here in Baqueirat as we're still in the shade here on the Stadium de Beret course. Groningen, 10 out of 10 for consistency and top 10 finishes, but looking to get back onto the podium for what would be the first time in this 2025 season, but he's going to be off the pace as well and into sixth position at the moment. Well, last time out on the World Cup, didn't finish and didn't qualify in Kitchball or Adelboden, and hopefully that time will be good enough to qualify here today. Anton Azelin, as we said, won in Obereggen in Italy. Somebody who's, well, breathing down the neck of the overall leader at the moment, Oscar Sandvik, and he'll know that he's going to have to put down another good result today and put down two great skis if he wants to try and move into top spot of the overall slalom standings. But he finds himself 0.68 in the red at the moment. 21-year-old from Majiv, another beautiful place to go skiing, just like here in Baqueirat. But a couple of mistakes. You can see he's really having to work his skis to try and get them round the gates at the moment. Nothing is happening quite as naturally as he would like, but this is much better. He's going to be in the red, but has he managed to find a little bit of time in Sector 3? You'd think that he's found a little bit of time in here. He certainly has. Only 0.02 of a second off the pace in that final sector. Just forcing the skis around. You can see really rotating and losing his posture. It's Cannons in 1, Sandvik in 2, Poljalainen in 3, Sakadi in 4. Colorado Barbera, those will remember that he's a world junior champion in 2023. He's off the back of a 4th place finish in the National Cup. He hasn't skied since the 23rd of January, which, well, it's quite a long time in a ski season for these elite Alpine races. He's almost a second off the lead in these opening turns. He took a second in Berchtesgaden in the European Cup back on the 19th of January, and in Kronplatz, his last time out in the National Cup in mid-January, took a 7th position. 1.05 off the lead in red. Really dynamic. You can see that he has got speed in the skis, that's for sure, but can he tap into it in these closing stages? The dynamic Italian Corrado Barbera looking towards the finish line here and seeing how he can finish up. Those early skis are looking incredibly quick at the moment. If the likes of Barbera is still off the pace. Happy faces from the coaches though, that's for sure. Well, we've seen him on the World Cup in Adelboden. Didn't qualify there, nor in Madonna di Campiglio, but that was a good ski for the World Junior Champ of 2013. Matthias Itten, somebody who's just embarked on his World Cup career with those 3 starts. He come after 52 starts in slalom, 65 starts overall for the 25-year-old on the European Cup. 3 podiums for him in slalom skiing on this circuit. But another one who can't quite keep up with the speed in the early turns. A 2nd place in Levy, a 3rd the back end of last year in Stade, where there was a race on the European Cup, and then Obergreggen in 2023. So the 1 podium this year, Itempe would love to make another one, but there's just too many mistakes at the moment in this opening run to give him a chance of being in the top 3. It's a long old track here, a tiring ski for these athletes, and it's the 9th at the moment, or 7th, sorry, for bib number 9. Cannon still in charge at the moment. Sandvik in 2nd, so what a view here in Baqueirat. Starting at over 2,000 meters high. That means that we have these great snow conditions. Hans Grau Madsen is our next skier, 21 years of age. Somebody who put in a great opening run in Soldu in that 2nd day of competition, and unfortunately ended up with a DNF, a 22nd place on that opening day for him. He was on the World Cup in Schladming last week, but didn't qualify there, and he's 1.18 off the lead at the minute. Managing to stay super aggressive on the turns. He caught a little bit backseat earlier on in the run and having to really rotate the skis around the gate, but this is really good dynamic skiing. But he's getting a little bit chewed up at times, Hans Grau Madsen, as he heads towards home. And he's going to be another one that's into 7th place. Interesting to see. Cannon so far, 57.69 is the clubhouse lead. Sandvik almost 2/10 behind him, 1900ths of a second. Barbera in 3rd place, 5800ths in 3rd. So got some separation between 1st and 5th. Simon Ruland, somebody who has made podiums on this European Cup. As skiers are coming thick and fast here. He's settled in smoothly into the opening section of the run, but at the moment it's difficult for anyone to get anywhere near Matteo Cannon's at the moment. Just to give you some perspective, he was 0.77 quicker than Sandvik, but Jesper Pojalainen as the second quickest through sector 1. He's currently in 4th place, and he's 0.45 slower. So Cannons has absolutely dominated that opening phase of this course here in Baqueirat, and he's been rewarded for it. And this is good from Simon Ruland. It looks like he's made a little bit of time towards the end. He certainly has. And because of that, found some very good speed. He's into 5th position. 27 years of age. 2 podiums on the Europa Cup. Start 75 for him today. Simon Marburger, as you can see, a 5-time World Cup top 10 finisher. He's walked away with a podium. The team parallel in a World Championship as well. And when it comes to European Cups, this is start number 63 in slalom skiing, but 131 overall, and he's gone. See an early mistake, and he was trying to catch up with it, and the frustration that comes with it is clear. You travel all of this way to try and put your best foot forward, and unfortunately today's not his day. Well, another one for consistency. Joel Luithoff from Switzerland coming in. We said that he's skiing well, in good form at the moment. Can he put those top 10s into a few more podiums this week? He's started, again, so much slower than Cannons, but it's just showing how strong his opening sector really was here this morning. The 24-year-old now having to really chase back-to-back wins for him coming into this in a FIS event, and also the National Junior Cup in Switzerland, a 4th in Bardonecchia, but he's gone as well. So it won't be 3 wins in a row for Luithoff. Well, Gustav Visting, 20 years old. Another youngster looking to get as many laps in as possible and push as hard as he can. And he's somebody who's got closer than most to the current leader in that opening sector, Matteo Cannons. In perspective, he's the 6th quickest so far through sector 1, 1.35 off in sector 2. And this is good. There's some great skiing here from the Swede. Everything, again, solid in the upper body. Legs are working underneath him nicely. 1.35 back after sector 2. Let's have a look at how he can finish. Has he managed to make a little bit of time here? Can he try and get himself into the top 5 or 6? It's 8th for Visting, 1 in front of Grant Madsen, and just slotting in between him and Antonin Azulin. Well, there you have it. Peter Lunde, the best junior currently this season. He's just 19 years of age. He took a top 20 in the first GS race in Soldu just a couple of days ago. How does this opening phase of... It's very, very close. 0.41. He's as good as anyone we've seen apart from Cannons at the moment. Can he keep up here? He's had some first place finishes already this year in Norway on the FIS Cup, but he's hanging on in there at the moment. This is very good from Peder Lunde, one of the best runs that we've seen all day. Can he keep his concentration in Sector 3 and stay there or thereabouts on the current leader, Cannons from Italy? Well, the current best junior on the European Cup is doing marvellous things again. And he's taken the green light. What a ski. Errorless. And where Cannons was the 7th quickest in Sector 3, Lunde was electric. And he's taken the lead away from the Italian. That's the big news. The European Cup's highest ranked youngster is doing incredible things again. Skied well in Soldu in the giant slalom as well, but wasn't quite rewarded a couple of days ago. But it looks like today could be his day. Well, the overall leader, Oscar Sandvik, currently in 3rd place. And we thought he skied incredibly well, the quickest in that 3rd sector. And the quickest in the opening 2 sectors was that man there, Matteo Cannins from Italy, who was leading the way, and it looked like nobody could get near him for a very long period of time until Peder Lunde from Norway, making it 2 spots in the top 3 for Norway. 2nd quickest in the 1st sector, 3rd quickest in the 2nd. He just hung with that time of Cannons and then accelerated in Sector 3 to take the lead. Well, what a week it's been for Erik Solberg, having gone back-to-back in Soldu in the giant slalom. They were his first 2 wins in giant slalom skiing on the European Cup. He has 1 win to his name in slalom skiing in the European Cup, and this would make for some story if he can come here and do the business as well. He's very much in touch at the moment, over half a second down, but it'll be how he skis these next 2 sectors that will be the defining factor of this opening run for Solberg. He's found 100ths of a second in Sector 2. 3rd quickest in Sector 2 so far today. But this is exactly where Lunde found his speed in the final section. This is looking strong again from Solberg. Is it going to be strong enough to close the gap? Loses a little bit of time, and he's into 7th position. But if we've learned enough about Mr. Solberg this week, is that he can ski himself out of the likes of 7th, 8th position and still win. Fadri Januntin, fabulous skiing in Soldu. Will be looking to certainly back it up here again, and thought he skied brilliantly to come away with 2 top 10 finishes in 2 days. But he's somebody who's got a lot of experience now. He's 8700ths off the pace at the moment, but he's somebody who World Cup fans will know, and European Cup fans as well. 1.31 off. The man from Obersaxon has got to play a little bit of hurry up here. Just 7 World Cup slalom starts to his name, 24 in GS, but 5 podiums, 3 victories in the European Cup, including that one last year, but he's gone over the inside ski. And he'll cross the line in that 15th position. The winner last year in Berchtesgaden hasn't podiumed this year. Fadri Januntin, that 4th place in Soldu, his season's best, but he is incredibly consistent. Auguste Olnete from France, 22 years of age, and he's another one who's just getting his career up and going. This is European Cup slalom race 14 for him. 5700s at the moment for Auguste, just off the lead, but there's some very nice skiing, some clean turns and absorbing everything incredibly nice. He's lost another 3 tenths or so in sector 2, but still very much in touch here for a top 30 position and another run at it this afternoon, which will obviously be not the big goal for some of these skiers. They'll want to be in the podiums and the top 10s, but getting back out here and getting in the points will be absolutely huge. Auguste on it there over the finish line. 10th position at the moment, alongside fellow countryman Antoine Azelin. Jakob Gleber, 21 years of age, another skier who's been skiing on the National Cup, a 9th place finish at the back end of last week for him. Didn't finish in Berchtesgaden a couple of weeks ago, so he'll be looking to make a little bit of amends and get 2 runs down here and get himself back in the points this week. Top 10 in Oberregen last year, but looking to get back to some of his best skiing, and he's right in touch here. He's giving it a very good go. 0.74 in the red at the moment, but there's some clean turns coming and some good speed as well from the Austrian. Will it be a top 10? Yes, it will be a top 10. 1.39 off of Pelle Lunder's 57.57 time at the moment. Adam Hofstedt, 22 years of age. Didn't finish in the first giant slalom in Saldu earlier on in the week, but did bounce back with a 16th place finish on day 2. He's been in Schladming recently as well on the World Cup, didn't qualify there, and he's somebody who might just be in touch and be able to have a little crack at this Hofstedt. 4400s are off the lead and in the red at the beginning of this first run. The Swede from Karlstad Slalom Club started incredibly quick, but he's lost a little bit of time and he's lost a little bit of speed to go with it. This course, a minute long, is absolutely draining on the legs, but he is staying incredibly strong and rhythmical in the turns. He's giving this a very good go, Hofstedt, at the moment. But he's going to find himself a little bit too slow, one would think, in 13th position. Sector 2 that stuck a fork in him in the end. 17th quickest through Sector 2. Well, 73 starts in the World Cup for Sandro Simone, but that 3rd place finish in the Chamonix Slalom in 2021 seems like quite a long time ago. A race won by Henrik Kristoffersen, and it was a Swiss 2-3 on that day with Ramon Zenhausen in 2nd position. But Simone starting to find a little bit of a bob and weave here in between the gates and skiing some very nice turns, but he finds himself off the mark as it stands. 1.56, a man from Lenza Heidi Valbella, a beautiful part of the world when it comes to skiing. He's got an incredible amount of experience. He's mastered his 29 years. Simone looks like he might just be another one off the pace here in this fantastic Baqueirat 16th position. It doesn't get much prettier. In that view in Baqueirat. Just look how open everything is. No wonder the Free Ride World Tour said we'll have a little bit of that as Eduardo Saraco makes his first attempt at the Stadium de Beret course here in Baqueirat. And let's see what he's got in the locker for us and in store at 21 years of age from a Carabinieri Ski Club. 0.92 off and he's gone. You can see the mistakes just building up, and as soon as you make one mistake and you try and play catch up, it's very difficult. Slalom skiing, so technical. Got a little bit wide, then a little bit wider, and then the straddle. Baptiste Sambui, the 23-year-old Frenchman from Longchamp. Somebody went back-to-back World Cup races, Kitzbühel and Schladming, didn't qualify and didn't finish, but certainly somebody that the French team will be looking to put some good runs down here. He's 7600s off at the moment, and again, like we saw previously from Sirocco, just maybe struggling on a couple of those gates on that steep. But Sambui is still in touch, just over a second behind at the moment. A 10th place finish in Berchtesgaden last time out on the European Cup in mid-January, and some good top 10 finishes on the National Cup in France before that. He's having to really work hard towards the end of this run, Sambui, and he's gone as well. You can see the pressure just mounting, and it's another DNF here. 74 turning gates. A whole minute of skiing, and you think 74 turning gates in a minute is some effort for these skiers, and it takes some toll on the legs as well. Or another DNF, this time for Himmelsbach. The 25-year-old. Will unfortunately be done and dusted for the day. Adrian Messen, start number 50 in the European Cup today. He's made one podium on the European Cup in his career so far, and that was in a parallel slalom. Certainly another one that's got what it takes. 27 now, the ski racer from Garmisch. He's another one chasing qualification after, well, being on the World Cup primarily this year. But a DNF in Wengen and 2 DNQs in Schladming and Kitzbühel, so just looking to return to a little bit of form and get some good turns down in this opening run is Adrian Messen from Germany. Currently the leader, Pederlunda, the European Cup's fastest youngster this year. Messen has put a fairly decent run down together here. We have no time at the moment for
de estas 17 nacionalidades diferentes. Recordamos los 60 mejores tiempos que pasarán a la siguiente manga, donde hoy tenemos
Messen. We just wait for the confirmation for his time. Said it once, I've said it twice, maybe 3 times. It's absolutely stunning up there, isn't it? Area, that resort that's just got something for everyone, and just look how open it is. Local organising committee telling me that they have 3 or 4 powder days every single month. They boast the best snow conditions in Spain, and I think the European Cup skiers are reaping the rewards of the good snow conditions at the moment. Well, the overall slalom leader, Oscar Sandvik, currently in 3rd place. A performance he'll certainly take, especially with how quick he was in that 3rd sector, is absolutely sublime. Matej Kanin's in 2nd. He was the quickest in the opening 2 sectors, but lost a little bit of speed in sector 3. And someone who did lose speed in sector 3, he found a lorry load of speed, was Pederlunda.
realizando este streaming en directo desde YouTube de Beret.
So Lunda, Kadins, Sandvik, Barbera, Poyalainen, and a lot of the big hitters in slalom skiing have certainly set the tone so far this evening, or this morning. A couple of DNFs, Fabian Himmelsbach being one of them, and fortunate for the likes of Fadri, Januntim, Baptiste Samboy, and Eduardo Sirocco.
Un día radiante, que tenemos aquí en la estación de esquí aranesa de Baqueirat, un día radiante, una pista en perfectas condiciones y la élite de Europa, compitiendo en esta Europa Cup. Recordamos que ha pasado casi 50 años desde que está vuelto a poder tener presencia.
Just a slight pause in proceedings here.
Europa Cup, donde corredor español
I think there might be just a technical issue that we're trying to rectify here before we get underway, as there is a technical delay here in Baqueirat. Some of our skiers just going through their runs visually, just mental rehearsal, such a key part of sports. said, this is a renovated stadium course in Beret. It's taken over a month to build this slalom course for the European Cup, and you have to say it's holding up brilliantly, and the event's breaking a 7-year hiatus for the Europa Cup in Spain. La Molina, the last Spanish resort to host a Europa Cup. Well, it's interesting what goes into these courses in the background, isn't it? We know that they're world class, but the preparation started on Monday the 13th of January when the first water treatment was applied. And we're underway again, but it took a 6.5-hour grooming session just to get things moving in the right direction. And that was the best part of a month ago. Anyway, we are back and running. And so far, without any timer or any graphics for the time being, but that's okay. Or maybe it's still a technical delay. We will try and bring you an update as quickly as we possibly can. Yeah, but this is some seriously good skiing, so we hope there's a clock on it somewhere. Bib 26 is the impressive lens heckler with a DNF next to his name, so that has been updated, so we have got everything working down there in terms of the timer crew. It's unfortunate for Eckler. It's been a tough week in the office for him. He was leading the GS standings for the European Cup. Bib 27, Moritz Zudrell from Austria. Looks like we are back and running. The 19-year-old, 2 DNFs last time out, but he last skied in the giant slaloms in Turnau in Austria, so he took Soldu off after coming 23rd in Berchtesgaden a couple of weeks ago, and 1:09 off of the lead at the moment. But this is certainly not bad at all. Everything looking pretty fast, going onto the edges super early. He's looking very smooth, and at just 19 years of age, he's putting some very good turns together and finding some incredibly good speed. Moritz Zuderel. He's had the one World Cup start in Wengen in January last year as a DNF, unfortunately for him, but he will certainly finish this first run and will just sit in to a pretty good position when it's the top 30. That make it through. To this afternoon. Mario Gromshammer, another Austrian. 3 Austrians in a row here, taking off in Baqueirat. 25 years old, out of Achensee Ski Club. It's just start number 18 for him. Gromshammer today in the European Cup. He's been in the points. Val de Fassa, Obrengen and Berchtesgaden. So he's got exactly what it takes to keep improving here. and keep pushing towards a podium. And having to really work, hasn't quite got the speed as we've seen from some of the top guys on the leaderboard at the moment, but some good technical skiing nonetheless. He gets caught a little bit backwards there as he looks onto the edges, and this is a very good finish for him, but he's going to be ruining some of the mistakes from the top.
Cuando tenemos ya el dorsal número 29 en el podio de salida, también Austracio, Ilian.
Gillian Pramstaller, bib number 29, the 22-year-old from Lienz in so he's going to have another DNF next to his name, just like he did on day 2 in Soldu in the giant slalom. He didn't finish in Turnau, and it's the thing, if the DNF start creeping in, then confidence is such a key thing in all sports and performance. It's unfortunate for the 22-year-old Pramstaller. Well, Jeremy Lagier. Again, another one being super aggressive. He's 27. Lagier from Club de Sports de Sassy. Good results a few days ago in Grand Bonnard in a FIS event where he took a second place to back up his 22nd position last time out on the European Cup, but only losing to Clement Talarak that day in Grand Bonnard. Lagier into 19th position. Little run, rerun of our top 3 at the moment. Will that change? I mean, we have some great skiers still to come, the likes of Eric Reed, Joachim Salarik. And there is the current leader, Pederlunda, last out. But Cam Palmquist is next to ski here in the carriers. There's just a little bit of confusion here and there and who's starting what in the starting bibs and the clocks, but Palmquist is out, and he's 0.76 off the lead after sector 1, 1.06 after sector 2, and it's really aggressive skiing. He's getting kicked out the odd time, but incredibly dynamic work from Palmquist at the moment. Where will this rank in terms of overall time? We're not sure, but certainly not bad. Not bad at all. Top 15 from bib 31. Well, the green and gold of Australia looks like Hugh McAdam finding some good turns, but also having to really fight the ski on some others as the pressure builds up underneath him. But this is another bit of good work for the Australian. he looks to try and hammer on home the 24-year-old over the finish line in 22nd position. Well, now the skiers are going to start coming thick and fast here in Baqueirat as we have 89 overall. Go through, that's, I think, Joshua Sturm. It's unfortunate for him. Hugo De Grippe. He's 25 years of age. Off the back of a DNF in Schladming. He's looking to back up what was a very good result for him in Kitchball, where he made an 18th position, top 20. He's made 18 slalom starts on the World Cup, and Kitchball, a very good result for him. It was a personal best for the Frenchman, and he just loved to carry a little bit of that on. And he's into 12th position, which is a very good ski from his bib number. Okay, we've talked about the wealth of experience from Eric Reed, but he's 9/10 of a second down after sector one. Reed, who we saw 2 days in a row in Soldo, a 17th position and a top 10 on the opening day of giant slalom action. He's 1.35 behind at the moment. I think he's got 6 starts overall in 2 Olympic Games or Winter Games. 97 World Cup starts, and this is start number 13 for him in the European Cup today, and 35th position for Eric Reed. Anton Tremmel, another experienced slalom skier at 30 years of age. He's off the back, though, of 2 DNQs in Kitchball and Schladming in the slalom. So some really big reps coming his way, just trying to return to some form for him. A top 30 in Wengen, a 28th position. And well, he didn't finish in Madonna di Campiglio either. So just getting some good turns and getting some reps under his belt today, and he's up into 13th position, and that's no surprise at all that he's giving himself a good chance from a high bib number. Retro Michaela. Well, one thing we know is that the Swiss bat very deep in the Alpine skiing, and the 23-year-old has been racing GS in Zinal just before Christmas. We haven't seen him out on the European Cup since Val de Fassa, so it's been 6 weeks or so since we've seen Reto Michaela take to the piece and put a finish down, and he's off the pace today. Jimmy Krupka from the USA. We're a second behind early doors, but he's somebody who's been on the NORAM Cup, and 5th place finish at the back end of last year in Steamboat. He's had some top 10s out there, but he's 1.18 behind at the moment. He's really having to force the skis around. He's lost his line, and in turn, I think that's his day done. Unfortunate for Krupka. But this is a a big moment for the Spanish ski fans. Somebody who's got 7 podiums on the Europa Cup, 2 victories when it comes to slalom skiing, but we haven't seen him win since 2023. Joachim Salaric, he's 31 years of age now, but he's certainly been setting the tone for Spanish alpine skiing for some time, but he's off the lead at the moment, and that'll be unfortunate for the Spanish fans. Well, he's been on the World Cup, but a list of D&Qs just before Christmas, a 15th in Alta Badia, but have a listen. King Salaric in 20th position. Let's see how that fares come the end of this opening run. I mean, the bonus will be that he will be one of the first runners in that second run and will have a real good chance of putting down a great time. 2 Spaniards in a row as Juan del Campo Hernandez follows Salaric down. Liam Wallace next, Jesse Curtis Knight from Canada. 2 Canadians in a row follow the Spaniards. 1.45 off. It's a good bit of skiing this, and into 16th position for Del Campo, and he'll be over the moon with that from bib 40. Gives him a very good chance into this afternoon. Bib number 41, Liam Wallace from Canada. 25 years of age. Another one that's come off the Round Cup where he's had back-to-back wins in giant slalom in the stunning resort of Lake Louise. 1.54 off of the pace at the moment. His fellow Canadian looks ready to rumble. Jesse Curtis Knight. Wallace goes into 25th position, and Knight gets their run underway. Just 21 years of age. Took a top 10 in that giant slalom. Quick turnaround, really, last weekend in Lake Louise to be here in Baqueirat skiing on a Thursday morning with back-to-back slalom races, but the Canadians have both done that, and this is a good start to this run here. Or a little bit over the inside there, but rescued it quite nicely. Has it come with a deduction of speed here for Curtis Knight? We're about to find out. 23rd position at the moment, still inside the top 30. Ralph Seidler. Another Austrian out here ripping up the slalom tracks in the European Cup. 1.17 off. DNF in Soldu earlier this week, but this looks like a solid ski. Towards the finish line is, I think, Simon Fournier has just got his run off at the top. Seidler goes in front of Salaric and pushes Salaric down to 22nd position at the moment. That's going to be big news for Spain if Salaric doesn't make the top 30 into this afternoon. They will want for a Spaniard to be on that podium more than anything. First European Cup race here in Spain for around 8 years. 48, 1.50 off of the lead as Emil Pettersson from Sweden should just be about to get his run underway on the top right of your screen. Fournier here. 1.06 off, 2.73, 30th position at the moment, and pushes Retro Meckler out of that top 30. Well, this isn't bad at all from bib 45 as this course starts to get a little bit choppier. And a few more rot lines go through it. So Emil Pettersson 1.31 off the lead as it stands. There's still a lot of skiers to descend here with the higher bib numbers. And that will be Francesco Riccardo Zucchini starting at the top right of your screen at the moment.
Uh,
21st position for Pedersen is some skiing, and well, I'm just going to keep an eye on Kim Salaric and where he's situated on the leaderboard, because for home fans, they will certainly want him somewhere towards the top of the tree today. Zucchini, 1.74 off. Stanley Busek from the USA. Busek underway, top right, and towards the end, that's going to be off the pace for Zucchini. And outside of the top 30 at the moment, Zudrell is just holding on to that 30th position, but some pretty big names will be looking over their shoulders as well to see if they qualify a little bit wide here. And he's gone. Busek, unfortunately, will be heading for an early bath. Michał Jasicek.
Daj Magic. Dawaj Magic, z samego końca, kurwa, dawaj. Daj Magic!
Jasicek, 30 years old from Zakopane in Poland, somewhere that hasn't got the luxury of having quite as much snow as we have here in Baqueirat at the moment. But Polish skier from the ski team in Zakopane is off to a pretty good start here in Spain. Didn't finish last time out in Berchtesgaden. He's having to really work hard with his skis. 1.71 off, and now that's saying working incredibly hard means that you're losing a lot of time at the same time, and he's almost 3 seconds behind, and he's another one that's going to DNF today. Jasicek from Poland. Angaru Gore Fernandez, 26 years of age, and there'll be some adrenaline pumping through his body, being able to compete at home. Another one that's been on the World Cup, took a 13th in the European Cup in Berchtesgaden, but we've seen him DNF in Schladming just a few days ago. But some top 30s on the European Cup. Was in the Levy Slalom as well at the beginning of the year, and didn't qualify there, but he's chucking himself into absolutely every race possible, trying just to sharpen his tools and improve his rankings day by day, week by week here on the European Cup. 1.74 off the lead at the moment. If he can find a little bit of speed here towards the end, he might just give himself the best possible chance of a good finish. You can hear All of the Spaniards on the finish line trying to get their guy over the line in a good time. And he's just outside the top 30. The local crowd certainly enjoying themselves.
Perfecto, ready? Okay, ready? 50.
Vai Eric. Copri vai.
Riccardo Allegrini, 25 years of age. Another one's just outside the top 10 in Posa de Fassa on home snow. Another top 30 in Birch's Garden. So he's offered enough within the points here. Been racing in the summer in the South American Cup as well, doing some work in Cerro Castor and the second place finish in Chile. But looking to try and keep improving on the results this season. 28th position in Obregon. He would love to be amongst the top 30 again and give himself a shot of a career best finish here in Baqueirat. Well, here's Axel Lindqvist from Sweden. 0.85 off the lead, the 24-year-old. His last time out was in Duved just 4 days ago in the giant slalom. Say this is his third and fourth GS of the week, so he's certainly putting in the time and effort. He had a seventh and a third there in Duved. He's in Posa de Fassa as well, making the most of the racing there. We saw him in Bardonecchia in the Universiade, an 8th position for him there too. Well, these you see Louis Mollenschult for the third time this week. The Aussie 1.82 off the lead. The 26-year-old took a top 20 in the second giant slalom. Oh, and he's gone a little bit inside there, and it's going to be very unfortunate for him. He's going to make his exit pretty quickly. Fabio Walsh. (21 years old). And this is looking like some nice skiing from Walsh. Nice and controlled, finding some speed where he needs to. 1.34 off the lead. Still in touch, even though 2 seconds or so off the lead of Pedalundo, who's held that lead for a very, very long time. Around about 40 skiers have come after him now. Fabio Walsh in the 36th position. Sasha Demir-Champet. Oscar Heiner awaits the Frenchman. 0.92 off the lead at the moment. He's a little bit wide there. Some great turns, just to say. Everyone in here fantastically good technical skiers. The level of the European Cup is incredibly high, and we're seeing that again here with bib numbers well into the mid-50s, putting in some marvelous turns. Oscar Heiner will go next as Dimir Chambay heads towards the finish line. How close is he going to be to 34th position on the outside? Oscar Heiner. Turtko Lucic goes next. For Heiner, he's a shade quicker than we saw from Dimir Chambay in that first few turns. It'll be interesting to see if he can find his way up into the top 30. Oscar Heiner, 1.11 off the lead at the moment, and if he can try and hold somewhere around that time behind the leader, he'll be in the top 8. That's probably not going to happen, but he can hang in there. Oh, for Dilov, there is a big mistake. A lot of pressure over that inside ski as the body falls forward. And he's lost a lot of speed, and with that, a lot of time. Lucic has started on the top right, but at the same time, Oscar Heiner has got himself into the top 20, and he will be absolutely psyched about that. For Lucic, though, another one who'll be early into the showers. It's unfortunate and frustrating. Well, Alessandro Pizzio, someone that we know very well from this European Cup and also his time in Andorra this week. And after him will be Stefano Pizzato, who's also had career best. But for Pizzio, 22nd and 32nd this last week in Soldu, 0.78 off the lead. Another one that's not going too bad at all. He's gone. Well, 5th place finish. Stefano Pizzato in Soldu. And that was his best outing in a European Cup in his career. A personal best for him. He also led on the first day for a while as well, the 21-year-old. So it's a sign that his skiing is just improving all the time. But how can he fare off of a very high bib number now in this opening run of the opening day slalom here in Baqueirat? We know he's got some speed. We know he can get amongst it, but he's way off at the moment. Good result in the giant slalom earlier on this week, but he can't quite carry it over onto the slalom skis, and 1.89 off. Maybe if he can find a little bit of speed here in sector 3, which he looks like he's doing, he can close that gap and try and make a top 25 or a top 30. Pizzato heading towards the finish line here. Is he going to have it in the skis? Is he going to have the speed? 36th position. Jacek from Poland is next to descend. Let's see, second Polish skier to have a look at this course. And Michał Jacek, unfortunately, DNFing, but this is some smoother stuff. 1 second behind after the first sector. We know he's going to have to find a little bit more if he wants to make the top 30 and be inside the bubble at the moment. It's going to be tough for anybody from these higher bib numbers to do that.
En esa primera prueba de la Copa de Europa recordamos dos pruebas
But these skiers
consecutivas hoy y
kicking off
mañana
thick and
en este
fast here
estadio
as
de Beret.
Jacek comes towards the finish line,
Ahora
59th
más 3, 11, posición
bib
de
number,
36
36th position.
provisional para el dorsal número 59 para el polaco Jacek.
August, Marini. Geh mal Gas. August!
Marinus Senhofer, bib 61. Let's see how he fares. We've seen so many people struggle. We really have here today. Likes of Physio, DNF in Jakob Eisner, Louis Moulton Schut, Liam Wallace, and now Paul Sylvester. Following him will be Jesper Volquist, who found some good form in the giant slalom in Andorra. Paul Sylvester, 22 years old, made a podium in the World University Games in Baden-Neckia. He's having to fight for everything out there at the moment as he's pushing hard. 1.38 off. Gonna have to try and find something from somewhere in this third sector to try and make a top 30 position, but this course is getting ruttier and more tougher for the athletes to ski. And you'll be able to see that some of these higher bib numbers will get thrown around a little bit more. Sylvester over the finish line in 31st position. Bittersweet for him. Jesper Volquist, someone who absolutely enjoyed watching skiing and climbed the ranks in the second run in Andorra just a couple of days ago. That climb of around 16 positions from the first run to the second got him a 9th place finish to go alongside a 21st position as well, but he's gone brutals. We still have over 25 skiers left to tackle this stadium Beret course. Max Ulia, he manages just about to stay alive, but he's almost rotating absolutely everything he's got in his body to get his skis around the gate, and he's going to be he's got to sacrifice a lot of time because of those mistakes. He's lost a lot of speed where he wants to get onto his edges as early as possible, maintain the speed throughout the gates. It's going to be off of it earlier, and he does go. Oh, and 2 in a row. Rasmus Bakovic gets thrown back seat. Max Geisler, Huber from Germany, and Thomas Beratt will come after him. Cooper Pucker. We still have some very good skiers coming our way in the last 20 or so. It's going to be difficult out there. We're getting more and more DNFs as we get through this field. But for Geisler Huber, he's still in touch at 1.4 in the red at the moment. .21 off. See him really trying to pump for speed through this third section. As it starts to get a little bit ruttier, and it's already an intense run of almost a minute on the legs of the skiers.
Bien, pues ahí tenemos al dorsal número 66, problemas en ese último,
Into
última
40th
parte del
position
trazado.
for the German.
Yes, TV needs any seconds. TV needs 74 from the timing.
There was a DNF in the end for Max Geisler Harbour.
¿Qué dices, Miquel? Go. Okay.
Missing one of the final gates.
Okay, ready, 67.
Thomas Beret, 21 years of age, didn't finish in Baqueirat in the slalom, but did take a top 20 finish. Going to be another DNF for him today. Yeah, and he's going to take it out on his pole in frustration. And again. And you can understand why. It's a long wait. It's a lot of preparation. And you just want to be able to put your best foot forward and deliver the goods under the pressure. And it is incredibly frustrating when that can't happen.
All right, now, Coop, here we go. Come on, Coop. Come on, Coop. Here we go now, Coop. Come on!
Well, Cooper Puckett out of the start gate, 21 years old from Steamboat. Was in the points in the GS both times of asking and Seoul do. DNF in Germany, though, in the European Cup when it comes to slalom skiing. But some good results, some top 10s, and won't be his day today. He'll have another crack at it tomorrow, I'm sure. Outside the top 30, like he was in Levy at the beginning of the season. Bib 69, Florian Kunz from Switzerland. SST Digital is his ski club. It's getting tougher and tougher on that top section. 12th place finish last time out in Berchtesgaden. The DNF today for Kunz.
Come on, man. Come on, go, 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 go!
Gaspari Companion. Well, let's see if... wow. Well, bib number 63, 64, 65, 66, 67. All DNFing. 68, 69, and 70 as well. So let's see 71. Alexander Axford's can get his run done. He's another one. Let's hope his back's okay. So already we haven't had a finisher in some time here. Very tough in the later stages of these slalom runs. Too direct towards the gate. Ski will get caught in all types of club lines in there at this time.
Let's go, Rick. Come on. You got it. Come on!
Rick Charest from Canada. Can he be the man to finish one run down? That is not the case. As we've had our fair shares of DNFs over the last 15 or so skiers. William Saint-Germain. tidy skiing in the top section. And this is where a lot of the skiers have been struggling and suffering, but William Saint-Germain is through. And then he hits an icy bit and almost goes over the inside. This has been tracked out, so many rutlets through it, but it's very good skiing from William Saint-Germain in very difficult conditions. And he's gone. Asher Jordan. Can he be the one that puts a run down, which at this moment is what we're looking for. Somebody to get through these tough conditions and get to the other end. That's a no. Nick Spurry from Switzerland, one of 14 skiers left, a 24-year-old, 2 DNFs in the giant slalom, and you'd hope that someone is going to put this run down that we've been waiting for a while here. 1.27 off of the lead at the minute, but it gets so icy through that middle section, doesn't it? We've seen others really struggle with getting onto the edges, and when they do, the ski sort of just slides away from them. A little bit tougher in these later morning conditions here in Spain. It's been a wonderful piece for these skiers to challenge themselves on. And it looks like Spurry is going to be the man. Oh, almost spoke too soon. Spurry almost put the whole run down. And misses the gate just before the finish line. Well, for Sevio. Bib 76, it doesn't get any easier whatsoever, but again, quite clean skiing within 2 seconds of the lead, which this bib number is not bad skiing at all. Can he give himself a shot of the top 30? He's had some top 10s on the FIS Cup, and he's put down 3/4 of a fantastic run. But he's gone as well. I don't know what's more frustrating. Exiting the race in the first few turns or the last few. You'd say both leave you with a very sour taste in your mouth for different reasons. Theo Lopez, he's looking strong in this top section. To only be 0.55 off the lead is some going. Can Lopez hang in there? He is hanging in there at the moment. Not only is he skiing this tough, rutted out track with control, but he's also found some pockets of speed out here. And let's see how he can get to the finish line. Are we going to have a bit of moving and shaking in the top 30 with Lopez? No. Wow. And he was going incredibly well. Giuliano Fuchs. Two, 3, off the pace as it stands. The top 30 at the moment, Mario Grahamshammer It's 2.55 off of the lead, so needs to find a bit more speed in these closing stages to try and just upset the apple cart a little bit and push Glamshammer out, but unfortunately another DNF. So a DNF, Xavier Cornelia Guitar and Alex Rui Jimenez has started from Andorra and started quite well. We've had 37 DNFs so far as we reach our last 10 or so skiers of this morning session on what has become a very rutty old course here, and that's just what happens when you have so many people wanting to come to Baqueirat to ski on this European Cup. The piste has been absolutely sensational, but coming over the finish line here, it's going to be very, very close. How does this one rank? It's a very good run. Not only has he finished Jimenez, but he's got himself into the top 40. That's very good skiing from bib number 81. Milkanen. It's bib 83. Well, somebody who's certainly doing some good things for Spanish ski racing, and somebody that the coaches and federation are very happy with is Sara Cantor, a winner in Bardenecchia in the giant slalom at the World University. I had a couple of weeks ago. He took a 4th in the Super G, and let's see how he fares in the slalom here today. Skiing a lot of different disciplines with different speeds, but turning himself into a little bit of an all-terrain vehicle. 1.81 off the lead at the moment. Bib 83 at the moment. Can he hang within 2 seconds? Oh, he's gone over the inside. It's absolutely flying it as well, Sara Cantor. Desperate to make a top 30. Just having to fling himself around the gate. A little bit too much speed and a little bit of a loss of line from the youngster. Linus Witte. Maybe not, maybe Jonas Sanchez Cabanas is fortunately another one not to finish or get to the first split. That looks more like our guy Linus Witte, doesn't it? Let's see if Linus can put a run down. Are we due a couple of shocks in our top 30, or do you think we've pretty much got this locked in? I'd say that it's going to take something incredibly special to get into the top 30 here, but still within the speed needed at the moment is Witte. But he's unfortunately another one that goes into the DNF column that just leads Gabin Michel, Diego Abrishami, David Christie, Clement Talarak, and Sebastian Beastano from Denmark. Well, 23rd quickest through the opening sector for Gabin Michel at the moment, but he's gone as well and went out incredibly quick. Jaco Abrishami from Great Britain, looking very good in the early turns. 22 years of age. Been on a lot of the FIS events as he looks to try and put some Europa Cup points on the board as well. Here he's been in Bosnia, some top 20 finishes in Coupe this week already. 4.52 off the lead, but some solid skiing all the same in some situations where a lot of people are failing to finish. This might just propel him up the leaderboard somewhat. He's having to hold on a little bit here, but he has held on and he's done a very good job. 43rd position for the Brit. David Christie. Two British skiers in a row then. 25-year-old Christie, 4.72 off as it stands. But again, just like his fellow countryman a minute ago, looking to get a good finish under the belt. Someone who's not quite got the same amount of experience. It's a big step in the right direction. Here for Christie, good skiing. 8.82 off of the lead, but in tough conditions at the end of this first run, got the finish that he would have wanted. Well, Sebastian Beastano from Denmark, our final skier to descend here on the Stadium de Beret course, and he's gone as well. It's tough for the later start bibs, that's for sure, this morning. But a fabulous morning of skiing as we have a little look over the beautiful Baqueirat Mountains. The fastest youngster on the European Cup is leading the way in Pedelunda. Matteo Cannons in second place. He was the fastest through Sector 1 and 2. And the overall leader is currently in third position in Oscar Sandvik. As we have a look to the top 30, those that we will see again. Joaquim Salaric, the Spanish hopeful, the World Cup skier in top skier in Spain for some time, will be here this afternoon qualifying in 23rd, and the ones just on the wrong side of the qualification, which is incredibly unfortunate, but we know how this works. And then here come the DNFs, which there's a fair few today. Almost half of the start list struggling here in the back area of what's been a wonderful piece to ski on for the likes of Oscar Sandvik, currently in third place, leading the way overall this season. Matteo Cannon's looking for back-to-back podiums. You thought that he had done enough to hold on to the lead until bib number 15 turned up, and the fastest junior Pederlunda from Norway is the current leader. And of course, he will start last this afternoon. A brilliant morning of skiing, as superb job from Taliho and Urban Simčić, our director, as well. We look forward to the second run coming up a little bit later on from the stunning Baqueirat. It really is beautiful out here, starting at 12:30 CET time. So that's just over an hour or so's time.